Now on Denver 7, the Avs just 2 wins away from the Stanley Cup Finals.
Standing in their way, the Edmonton Oilers. Denver 7 Sports has a preview of their meetup tonight in Game 3 of the Western Conference Finals.
Competing at such a large scale has a lot of stress and anxiety to it. And so then when your uniforms were stolen, it's sad.
Plus, a thief steals the uniforms for a Colorado Special Olympics team. But thanks to a Good Samaritan, they'll still be going to the games in style.
There seem to be a lot of triggers that still set us off, but there's going to be more long-term need for support.
And 5 months after the Marshall Fire, a new therapy program is helping victims heal.
Thank you for watching Denver 7 News. I'm Jacqueline Allen.
And I'm Brian Wang. The Avs are off to a strong start in the Western Conference Finals, up 2-0 against the Oilers.
And tonight, they are looking to get a third to bring them 1 win away from the Stanley Cup Finals. Here with a preview of tonight's game is Denver 7 Sports' Troy Rank. And Troy, let's keep this momentum going.
Exactly. It's been an exciting time, guys. The Avs last won a Stanley Cup in 2001. And if you squint, it's not hard to see this year's team in the finals. But they have to dispatch of the Oilers first. The Avs, they treated the Oilers like a chew toy in Denver, opening up that 2-0 lead in the Western Conference Finals. The series now shifts tonight to Edmonton, where the Oilers aim to rev up an offense that failed to score in Game 2. And relax, folks. Pavel Francouz, or Frankie as we know him, will be back between the pipes for the Avs, but the challenge will be daunting for him. Expect a raucous Northern Alberta crowd to motivate the underdog Oilers. But you know what? The Avs players told us they're looking forward to hockey night in Canada as well.
We've been to Nashville and St. Louis. They're both really tough buildings to play in, but anytime you head north of the border, it's Canada, and that's what makes it special, and we're excited about it. And obviously, they have a very passionate and excited fan base.
It's just comfortable playing in front of our fans. The building's electric, lots of energy that we really feed off. So, excited to get back home.
That's what makes Canada so great. I mean, it's a great hockey country, obviously, with a lot of rich tradition, and Edmonton as a city has a fantastic hockey tradition as well. So it'll be fun, and their fans are knowledgeable and into the game, and it'll be fun.
Well, listen, if the Oilers lose tonight, it's time to get those golf clubs refitted, basically. And Edmonton, they should be worried. The Avs are 5-0 on the road in the playoffs this year. We will take a deeper dive on Game 3 later in sports. Jacqueline, bye.
I like the idea of them getting their golf clubs ready.
Yeah.
We're gonna win tonight, I have the feeling. All right. Special Olympics Colorado is getting ready to compete against 49 other states at the USA Games in Orlando starting on Monday.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Its flag football team almost left for the games without its jerseys after a thief stole them out of an employee's car in Aurora. Denver 7's Patrick Perez explains how they managed to get some new ones in the nick of time. Another property crime in the Denver metro. Its victims, the least suspecting.
Oh, it's sad. It's disheartening.
Megan Scremin, president and CEO of Special Olympics Colorado, says someone broke into a staff member's car Thursday near 6th and Chambers in Aurora. Taken from inside, jerseys belonging to the flag football team, which is competing in the USA Games in Orlando starting Monday.
Competing at such a large scale has a lot of stress and anxiety to it. And so then when your uniforms were stolen, it's sad.
Once word got to Jaron Cohen about what happened, he got to work.
It kind of makes you a little sick to your stomach that people would do that in general. And then when you find out the cause it was for, it kind of accelerates that a little bit.
Cohen is the head football coach at Ponderosa High School in Parker. He had some spare freshman jerseys, similar in color to Team Colorado, and was more than willing to loan them.
Yeah, I was just happy we could help. It's a pretty great cause, and those athletes deserve to play and compete and look good doing it.
Thanks to some quick handiwork, Scremin and her staff were able to add on the team's logo and players' names just in a nick of time.
They've been practicing hard. They've earned this chance to be there. And so we want them to look and feel professional, like they're there to represent their state.
Team Colorado took off from DIA Saturday morning, their new jerseys in tow. Why someone would steal jerseys belonging to Special Olympics Colorado, both Scremin and Cohen want to know. Whatever the reason, Cohen has a message for whoever is responsible.
We're always looking for live tackling dummies. You can come to Ponderosa High School anytime you want in the fall, and we got about 110 kids that, once we share this story, would love to use you as a tackling dummies.
Patrick Perez, Denver 7. Certainly glad they got their jerseys, Patrick. Thank you. Now, property crimes are a big problem around the metro, including Aurora. According to city officials, property crimes are up 9% in the first 3 months of this year compared to last year. Now, the year before that, they were up 15% from 2020 to 2021. That was the same case from 2019 to 2020.
In Englewood, both directions of South Broadway are now back open after a deadly crash. This happened just before 9 this morning between Radcliffe and Stanford. Look at this video. Police had to close South Broadway for about 6 hours today due to this crash. Now, it's unclear how many people died or how many cars were involved.
Denver police arrested a woman for the death of an 8-year-old boy. Susan Baffour is being held for investigation for first-degree murder and child abuse, resulting in the death of a minor. Police say she's a relative of the 8-year-old victim. The investigation began yesterday morning when officers responded to a home near Ulster Street and 19th. Now, it started as a death investigation, but according to police today, they say it is now a homicide.
Denver police are searching for a person they say fired a gun towards a busy sidewalk downtown. This happened near 15th and Larimer at 1:15 this morning. Police say someone in a black SUV fired several rounds at the crowded area. An off-duty DPD officer working at a nearby nightclub saw it happen and immediately fired his gun at the person in the car. An on-duty officer happened to be parked at that intersection and chased the suspect's car, but they did manage to get away. Now, no one was hurt, but if you have any information, call Denver Metro Crime Stoppers at 720-913-STOP.
Investigators have now determined the destructive East Troublesome fire in Grant County was human caused. The U.S. Forest Service says it may have been started by a hunter or camper and likely by accident. The wildfire was one of Colorado's largest ever, which burned nearly 200,000 acres within a 2-month period back in 2020. More than 500 homes and buildings were damaged or destroyed. Investigators are still trying to identify exactly who started the fire and why.
Crews are working to put out the latest wildfire burning in southwest Colorado. This is the Bear Dance Fire. It started Thursday on the Southern Ute Reservation. As of this morning, it is 89 acres and 0% contained.
Months after the Marshall Fire devastated Boulder County, the community is still in recovery.
Denver 7's Christian Lopez tells us about a new therapy program and how it's helping people who lost so much to heal from the trauma.
Marshall Fire victims have had a lot to deal with these past 5 months.
Lots of phone calls to insurance and organizing things, and then dealing with kids and family and not taking time for myself.
For Lori Prater, it hasn't gotten any easier.
There seem to be a lot of triggers that still set us off. But there's going to be more long-term need for support.
That support keeps growing. Andrea Golid, who was impacted by a different fire years ago, helped start a free art therapy program.
I didn't get the help that I should have gotten when I had my fire. So I wanted to make something that would really be beneficial for people here.
The sessions range in different age groups and different types of trauma. There are also therapists there, like Krista Reinhart, that help people talk through what they're feeling.
So art's pretty cool because it's not only a regulation tool in itself as far as your nervous system, but you can create stuff. So you can make a picture of your trauma.
Prater says her group made prayer flags during the first session she attended.
So we all found ourselves just putting a ton of paint on, just overlapping and picking colors, and it was interesting at the end to see what we created, because it wasn't entirely focused on art. It was more, I think it was more emotional.
The therapists say if you're struggling, it's important to take a step back and make some time for yourself.
So trying to find activities and self-care that brings them into the present and being mindful of that, and things like art, things like finding someone they feel safe talking with, checking in with themselves through meditation or going for a walk or running can be really helpful.
Whatever it is coming in that feels negative, try not to just fill your brain with negativity all the time, and try and remember all the good things that are happening. Like the fires were horrible, and look at all the amazing people who stepped up and who keep stepping up.
They see about 50 people a month, and these art therapy sessions are going to be offered until December,
And if you want to sign up, we'll post a link on our website, thedenverchannel.com. Reporting in Superior, I'm Christian Lopez, Denver 7.
The community support has been phenomenal. Christian, thank you. Now this week, Governor Polis signed multiple bills to address and prevent wildfires. The new laws will help regulate controlled burns, fund volunteer and seasonal firefighters, and fund wildfire prevention outreach programs.
Starting next week, Colorado clerks will start mailing out primary ballots. Along with your ballot, you will likely get a text from a service called Ballot Tracks. This allows you to sign up to receive text alerts at every stage of the voting process, so you can track your ballot all the way to it being verified. Colorado's primary is at the end of the month on June 28th.
And today, Coloradans heard from some of the Democratic candidates on their ballot. Denver 7's Jessica Crawford moderated the Great Metro Denver Ministerial Alliance Candidate Forum. It was held this morning at the Friendship Baptist Church located off of Fairfax in Denver. It featured Democratic candidates running for local, state, and even national offices.
Now, still to come, we are learning more about the police response to the mass shooting in Uvalde, Texas. The important piece of equipment the school's police chief left behind when responding to the scene.
And airports are getting ready for the summer travel surge. We're taking a look at the newest tech helping travelers breeze past security.
I'm meteorologist Stacey Donaldson. We're going into some very much spring-like weather here over the next few days, and that means afternoon thunderstorms in the heat of the day. We have a few popping up on radar now. I'll let you know if we'll see a washout for the rest of the night coming up.